당은 그게 전주 전주 선배 판연시비 리우디 즉 차를 그래서 내가 양도 리우디 날이야 즉 당하나 저기电상보電주기 밀류를 톱돼 봐제 다디电텔 양아 저기 전주 셈냠는 제바간에 제나 이제 투에기 電상보 지어레스電자다 데네기电예 대 갈래 가보레스 데네자다 델야는 즉 전주 셈공에 계침보레스지 안에 될 전주 셈데 님 공부이나 아니 지금 저기 디바 가지 톱치 뭐 사베네 전주심 공부할때 전주심 공부이나 디바데 다도 그래서 나는 저기 상기 지게 상기 고방 토야다 현리에 편배 개치 못 주바이나 전주심 공부할 때 좀 그래서 지난 전주심 남신 셈 상보디 다 지게 딜에 하바지 셈 상보는 전주심 나라 하바지 매매바레스 지난 당아주 점블린 지데나 직된비를 아니 지금 창바다 개신라서 바다 되네기 쉬우지 깨닫지 뭐 여바네 근데 전주심 나신 지금 건조기를 전주심 나 매발 제사 전주심 봐 전주심 공부 제사 셈 상보디 지금 파말레네 빼면서 부글이야 제와 쉬우 주어데 이내 전주심도 말했어 제사 전주심 제야리 연된디 대부분 마소는 조하균님에 되게 안지 같이 모시고래서 제산디네 인자 전주심 공부를 해야지 제산 가지고 전주심의 판연디 도시지네 직 쉬제 아니 도시 차와래 다든마 안도 디링이 달리고 사와든마 더 디버샤베기 리우사디 언데는 마고서야로 하다.
Good evening. So last week we concluded the first chapter of engaging in a bodhisattva's way of life, the chapter which presents the benefits of bodhicitta. So this is the the first chapter, in that is the foundation for training in bodhicitta. In that, developing bodhicitta, becoming a bodhisattva, is not easy. It takes tremendous effort over an extensive period of time to accumulate the virtue that is required to generate bodhicitta. So in order to embark on such a worthwhile journey, one has to gain clear recognition that it is worthwhile, it is worthy of all the effort that is required. So therefore we looked at over that first chapter at some of the many benefits of bodhicitta. For example, when bodhicitta is generated, one accumulates immense stores of virtue. Correspondingly, huge stores of non-virtue are purified. Moreover, the attainment of the exalted state of Buddhahood itself comes ever nearer. Moreover, there is no kinder heart that can be developed than that which is attained with bodhicitta. Moreover, in the world, one develops a great reputation, one has fame and renown, which are required in order to be able to have a beneficial impact on a vast number of beings. And in our world, there are many beings who are kind, for example, one's parents, but no being can compare to a bodhisattva in terms of the kindness and benefit that they bring into the lives of others. So those are, in brief, some of the benefits that we looked at in that first chapter. And now tonight we embark on the second chapter, that of confession.
안디네 자당한 저기진 자주샘데 팬시네 샘전 탐지기도나 산지고마 도발야 자주샘디 심비토네 안 냠는 제발에 된 도구래 제송원자다 자주심이 팬시에서네다 자주심이 팬디 되는 주반자 당에 자주심이 그래 개고도 샘비게다 되니 유튜브에 오르와다 다 덴바께 어디다 자주심데 도스진 덴바긴다 자주심 개발라 안 가르쳐 오래했습니다 될래야 안 지게 초사바다 디버 장화다 지고 그래 지지사다 전주심 가제 저기 전주심 계네 한 전주심 아니 저 초기 파송네 전주심 계 아니 전주심 계 전주심 계네 한 전주심 계비 토네 전주심 이심비 토네 파신 죽려야 냠네 지고 그래 다중 가제를 된다라 아주 산조고바 토발라다 전주심의 송제 전주심 초기권의 송 전주심 송안 전주심의 냠 계라게 되는 전주심의 심비 토네 안 파신 죽이 냠을 파신 죽을 높죠 제고래서 대송고로 받아
Independent on repeated reflection on the benefits of bodhicitta, a yearning to generate bodhicitta, to become a bodhisattva, arises within oneself. Having given rise to this determination, one will then embark on the process of generating bodhicitta. And how to do so? One needs to prepare one's mind, which means strengthening our habituation to virtue and weakening our habituation to non-virtue. In other words, we need to accumulate virtue and purify non-virtue. This is how we prepare the mind in order to generate bodhicitta. So first, we develop a yearning to strive to become a bodhisattva. Then we start the process of doing so, of becoming, of attaining or generating bodhicitta, and this is through the process of accumulation and purification. Then, when bodhicitta is generated and has become stable, or then when bodhicitta is generated, thereafter, every virtuous activity one engages in becomes a virtuous activity that will lead to the attainment of enlightenment. And this is where the virtuous practices one engages in become perfections, in that they lead to the state of perfection, the state of enlightenment. Looking at the first verse, in order to gain this jewel-like mind, I make excellent offerings to the Tathagatas, the sacred Dharma, stainless, supreme and rare, and to Bodhisattvas, those with an ocean of superb qualities.
nga 저기 델리아 가소래 최고푸와당 안에 차사와다 접수 좋아 안에 접수 좋아지 안에 디바샤바 안에 디체라 다지 장주심도 송고고 와서 지산 장주심 송야라 녀라 온도데 가르치고래 했으나 안에 최고푸와당 차사와 안에 접수 좋아 디바샤와라서 바치고고래 해서 지산 디체고에 가르치는 지고래네 장주심도 송제 냠는제 돈다라 아니 소야 송고고 장주심 소야게 온도래야 아니 디 소위 치도 안 쳐보고다 차사와 디바샤바 아니 가서 접수 좋아나 디바샤바 디게 제고고래 해지래 진짜 셈도 송을 제비 치르세.
Look in the first line, in order to gain this jewel-like mind, the jewel-like mind, or this precious mind, is the mind of bodhicitta. So in order to generate it ourselves, we first need to give rise to a yearning to do so. But a mere yearning is insufficient. One then needs to also accumulate virtue, go for refuge, and purify non-virtue. These are required in order to take this yearning we have to become bodhisattvas and to actualize that, to actually become bodhisattvas. So therefore, in order to gain this jewel-like mind, one needs to accumulate virtue, go for refuge, and purify one's mind.
그래서 당은 저기 장주쌤디 안지게 라미드니 초아 제 장주쌤이 맛 초고건 장주쌤 송고고와 대송 되네 장주쌤데 아니 되네 아니 송외 되네 손에 아니지 인달 검전에 양호 장주쌤도 두시나 좀 규례 개발치고 거와서 지나다 장주쌤 되네 송하라 녀롱온조라 가르치고 그랬으네 지나 대대 저기 소사 divjāng 고래 해서죠. 소사 고래 세상 원조래야. 세상 소소 divjā 가르치고 그래는 안 최고부와다 차사와다 접수조와 안 디바샤와 고래. 디제산에 아니 뭐 장주쌤도 송고 고래시래.
Bodhicitta is generated through a particular ritual, and thereafter it is sustained through repeated cultivation until it becomes stable. So in order, and then as a preliminary to actually being able to gain bodhicitta through a ritual, one needs to embark on several preliminaries. Those of accumulation, of virtue, or I guess just describing it as making offerings, as prostrations, as going for refuge, and as purification. So these four preliminaries: offerings, prostrations, going for refuge, and purification. Those 4 preliminaries are required to prepare the basis, prepare the mind to gain bodhicitta through ritual.
다 건조숨 나와서 건조숨도 보고 그래서 지송거를 되지나 다 겜녀 건조숨이야 지당한 저기 산지 건조 추 건조 기능 건조숨 건조숨으로와 지다디 네 투모와르지 다 다대dengan 저기 겹숨디 가르라는 최후의 유 겹유숨디 태신 투모만이 겹유세로 태신 투모만이 겹 디스도 가르쳐 버렸으나 산지에 다 디시 산지에 다 최건조세디 아니 전주sem바 파비규기 고된다 남데 태바침비게 태심 태바침보 파비 강사 유기 고된다 남는 디게라 최고 좋았어요. 아니 나대 최후의 유최건조 디리마도 근데 다 기능 고조대야 전주sem바 연지 파바 연지 태바침비게 태바침비 파비 강사 어디서 기능 고조세 지나다 상예대 태바침 상예체 아니 전주sem바 파바 이전주sembe 가서래 태바침비 파베 강사 참제제 기능고조제 태바침비의 파베 유기 고된다 남된체 최고조제 다디 태진 두모마인비 최고조 숨세도다 겹숨시고래 제가 전주sem다 나가저게 전주sem 소야게라 겹로조에 겹수조에 겹유디 지당한 겹유제데 답급수 파베 겹유디 다디디 태바침비 두모마인비 겹숨세들이에요.
Whilst this chapter is titled Confession, it includes that of accumulation, confession, and refuge. So looking at the first here, that of accumulation or making of offerings, or accumulating merit through making offerings, to whom are offerings made, and that is to the 3 jewels. So in general, the 3 jewels are the Buddha, Dharma, and Sangha. Here, because one is accumulating merit in order to generate bodhicitta, in order to enter into the Mahayana, one makes offerings to the uncommon 3 jewels of the Mahayana. And they are the Buddha jewel, being still Buddha Shakyamuni. The Dharma jewel are the true cessations and true paths in the continuum of Arya Bodhisattvas. So those consciousnesses are the Dharma jewel. And the Sangha jewel are the Arya Bodhisattvas themselves. So these are the uncommon 3 jewels of the Mahayana. So to repeat them again, the Buddha jewel is the founder teacher, the Buddha. The Dharma jewel are true paths and true cessations in the continuum of Arya Bodhisattvas, and Arya Bodhisattvas themselves are the Sangha jewel.
지당한 저기 기린고조들라 안년되다 라게 안에 파베 가사디 기린고조로와 안에 지당한 저 겹숨자 상유고조도 그래서 상유고조 상유고론체 기린고조라 안에 년되 파바다 란제 파바 전주스메 파바 차사 기린고조 샤되로와 안에 나 파베 가사 유유고된다 남데 년되다 란제 파베 유유고된다 남데디야 최고조래 안에 전주스메 파베 유유고된다 남데게 최고조로와 제 지단다 최고조라도 many Anzinian Rangi Kula Yeriba, Kiringo Jola, the Rangi. Chida, Sanjo Conjo, Chukonjo, Kiringo Josne, T. Capsum de Tumo Capsum, or Tumo Capsum. Chisa Sanjo Conjo, the Sanjo Santo Mashake Tuvare, Tachidan, the Tumo Capsum City, Chisa the Kiringo Jola with the Pabe Gansa Chazarwa, Kiringo Jorwa, Chisa Delanyan Papayola, Ranja Papayola, Changes in Papa Sungayorwa. 다 최고조라도 법의 유고된다 남된이들 송고로와 제가 될라 년도 법의 유기 고 최고조다 라고된다 남된 여대 란제 법의 유기 하는 고된다 남된 여래 전시스모 법의 유고된다 남된 여대 최고조로와 제가 최고조 디접숨 버디지다 산제고조 최고조 기둥고조 겹숨라도 투모에 겹레스 대다데 년도에다 란제다 전시스모 차상길의 유대바지 투모에 겹레스 다데딩 아주게 겹 투모 많이 발라도 산지권조체 는 파베 강사세데 기둥고조들 태바치베 강사 파파 장자체 전주스메 파파체 디네 라고데나 람딘세다 전주스메 규기 다 전주스메 태바치베 파베 강사 규기 고데나 람딘디게체 디숨나 투모 많이
When all Buddhists turn to refuge or for protection to the three jewels, the Buddha, Dharma, and Sangha. The three jewels we can understand in two ways, the common and the uncommon, or the shared and unique. So common amongst all Buddhists, so those of the hero lineage and the solitary realizer lineage of the Theravada, as well as those of the Mahayana, they have as their common refuge the Buddha jewel, referring to Buddha Shakyamuni, the Dharma jewel, being the true cessations and true paths in the continuum of all beings, so in the continuum of heroes and solitary realizers, those Theravadan practitioners, as well as the Bodhisattvas. And then the Sangha jewel will refer to all Arya beings, whether hero, solitary realizer, or Bodhisattva, or non-Buddha Arya beings are the Sangha jewel. So that is the common three jewels. The uncommon three jewels of the Mahayana, the Buddha jewel is the same, the founder teacher, Buddha Shakyamuni. The Dharma jewel, though, refers here still to true cessations and two paths, just like in the common Dharma jewel, but here in the uncommon Dharma jewel of the Mahayana, it refers to true cessations and true paths only in the continuum of Bodhisattvas, whereas in the common or shared Dharma jewel referred to the true cessations and true paths in the continuum of heroes, solitary realizers, and Bodhisattvas. And then thirdly, the Sangha jewel, in the uncommon Mahayana Sangha jewel, refers just to the Arya Bodhisattvas, whereas in the common or shared three jewels, the Sangha jewel refers to refers to Arya heroes, Arya solitary realizers, and Arya Bodhisattvas. So in the uncommon three jewels of the Mahayana, one is just going for refuge to those of the Mahayana, to the Buddha Shakyamuni, as well as the true cessations and two paths in the continuum of Bodhisattvas, and in the Sangha jewel, Arya Bodhisattvas alone.
And those sungro Jazadana Sanju Conjure, Tumo Maimbi, Sanju Conjure, Tumo, Sanju Conjure, says he has good Tumo, Tumo Maimba, some Taha de Lutus Carrier, Chazan Dele Yang to get Zubaro, the Tobara, the Gabla, Sanju Conjure, Tumo and Conjure was or Tumo Maimbi, Tapachim, Tumo Maimbi, Sanju Conjure, Chago Mare, Tumo Conjure Chagre Carsana. Nanzu Nyandu da Ranje de Gia, Sanji Conjola Gaps to go, Janju Sympathia, Sanji Conjus, Chesan Nyandu da Ranje, Janju Sempanga, Chasangi, Gaps to Josa use Tumo Japres. Chesada Janju Sempa Papa, Janju Sempi, Chukonjo, Gote Sumba, Tumo Japres, Carson, Janju Sempa da Ranji, Janju Sempa da Ranja da Nyandu Chasangi, Gaps to Josugo was, Chesan, Chasangi Gaps to use and the Tumo Japres. Tumo Mayin by the Chagin Midwaji, Tumo Chagin was and Begi, the Nigi, the Yanjik Bad Zibigi, Manzu Duchen, Trotor, Pachi, Jeva, and the Duchen, Jevache, some dior.
The point of debate or discussion here is whether the Buddha jewel is common or uncommon, or is the Buddha jewel solely common, or is there also an uncommon Buddha jewel? Because we've heard the Buddha jewel refers to Buddha Shakyamuni. So, is there a difference in the two sets of three jewels? Because whether one is turning to the uncommon three jewels of the Mahayana or to the common three jewels, one is returning for refuge to Buddha Shakyamuni. So is there then only just the common Buddha jewel and not an uncommon Buddha jewel? This is a point that is discussed.
When I was many method Camjam Linga Jubena, then I was Miss tomorrow, soon or Roger Bijdan tomorrow, so that Chasangi Bijuta Yuba Jaladi tomorrow. That's also Rama de Chandala Bij Damacho did tomorrow, my Imbalago, rather Jalaina. Chesada, Chasangi Bijuta Yubi Jaladi tomorrow, Jalari Sigurwa. Chesada Japsu Joy, Chasangi Japsu Joy, you give you tomorrow, Japre, says it, then a coach or Sarwada. 되네. 제사당 아주 투모에 잘라서야지 차상이 베주다기 유 잘라디 투모에 잘라래 세도 투모아스 지고로와. 제사 되네 인자다 차상이 접수 줘 유디 접수 줘 쳐야기데 겹유디데 투모에 겹란데 지기도 와서 거로와다.
So it could be said that the Buddha jewel is solely a common refuge because all Buddhists turn to refuge to the Buddha jewel. So, for example, if one goes to a government park, everyone in society can enjoy the beauty of that park. So that's a common space. Whereas an uncommon or unshared space would be your beautiful garden at home. That is not open for everyone to enjoy. So then one may well say that the Buddha jewel is solely a common refuge jewel because all Buddhists turn to the Buddha Shakyamuni as the illustration of the Buddha jewel.
네. 지사다 다디대 가지고 투모에 겹세다 투모 많이 겹세야 겹수 줘야 돼. 아주 투모에 차상에 겹수 줘 초그레스 줘야 될 투모에 겹. 차상에 겹수 줘 맞춰 전유선바마다 얀다 겹수 줘 맞춰 겹들 투모 많이 겹선 되네 겹아치고 말해. 다들 투모하다 투모 많이 겹세 되네 겹아치고 말해.
So whether one is of a hero or solo to realize a lineage or of the Bodhisattva lineage, one turns to Buddha Shakyamuni as the refuge jewel. So therefore, it is a common, Buddha Shakyamuni is the common refuge jewel, not an uncommon refuge jewel.
안디네 인자다 안에 투모모이 겹다 태바침을 투모모이 겹세다 투모에 겹세나 간지 켜바치고 해야 돼. 제사다 네, 최고공주의 태바침벽 강사를 유지했는데 겹디다 투모 샹달의 태바침벽의 파벽 강사를 마도 샹달의 매바이나다 태바침벽 투모 많이 겹시거와 베네메도 두나치는 소소를 하란기 지게 다데디 고라간을 여바제 샹달 매바는 디소소는 투모 많이 매이 투모 많이 매도로 마도 샹달을 여 말와 제산다 소소를 하란기 투모 많이 소소를 여바제 샹달 매바디게 인자데 투모마 다데간도 이게 겹수 줘 초마셔 기시 멤버제 투모 많이 매겹다 투모 많이 투모 겹세데 태바침배 강사로 여바제 태바침배 강사 많이 봐 샹달을 매바이나 디유비 태바침벌로 유비게 다 연대디 태바침배 투모 많이 연대 책으로 와 제사도 연대 태바침배 강사로 여바제 태바침배 강사 많이 게 샹달로 여바이나 다 니가로 여되버네 투모 와서 연대 책으로 와 제사 디나지 디인자다 다댕아도 투모마다 투모 많이 버지에디 태바침에 투모 많이 겹세디 겹되니게 겹숨디 태바침에 가사라 마도 샹달로 요 말해서 그래. 제가 태바지 투모 겹래서. 고때나 람덴 랍나 태바침에 가사 많이 샹달로 요래서 년도다 랑게래 고때나 람데 요래와. 파베 가사라나 태바침에 가사 많이 년도다 랑게래 요래. 전주선바 많이 년도 랑게래 요래. 제가 파베 가사라는 투모하지. 고데나 람데라는 투모하지. 그래서는 년되라 요래 전시선발라 요 랑게라 요 숨가로 예디로와. 지난데 태바침배 가사 파비 기기 고데나 람데람나 때 태바침배 가사를 마도 다 년되 파발로 요마 랑게 파발로 요 메로와. 전 태바침비기 다 파비 가사라도 태바침배 가사 마 전시선발 태바침배 가사 마도 현단 메로와. 메디 인자다 태바침배 가사 유 고데나 람데 태바침비기 파비 가사 네 사지 건조라나 다 태바침배 강사를 마도 현달 매러와 매반자 아니 태바침배 투모매기 투모 많이 비잡래서 그러다 태바침배 강사를 마도 현달 매반자 태바침배 투모 많이 비잡래서 태바침배 투모 많이 잡세 되는지를 고고걸다.
So what makes the Mahayana three jewels, uncommon three jewels, what makes them uncommon is whether the to whom one turns for refuge is a Mahayanist or not. So Buddha Shakyamuni, Buddha Shakyamuni would be returned to by the those of the Mahayana, those of the Bodhisattva lineage, would turn to Buddha Shakyamuni as a Mahayanist. Those who take common refuge would also turn to Buddha Shakyamuni. But the way of relating is not really that different either. So therefore, Buddha Shakyamuni can be seen as a common refuge. But in terms of the Dharma refuge, Where the two, the common and the uncommon, are very similar, is that what one is taking refuge in are the true cessations and true paths. Where the difference comes in is in whose continuum one turns to for refuge, in terms of those true cessations and paths. The common Dharma jewel are the true cessations and true paths in either or of all three heroes, solitary realizers, and bodhisattvas, whereas the uncommon refuge of the Mahayana, one only takes refuge in the true cessations and paths in the continuum of a bodhisattva. So there is some commonality between the uncommon and common Dharma jewel, in that it's the true cessations and true paths, but where the difference comes in is in the uncommon refuge of the Mahayana, one only turns to refuge to the true cessations and true paths in the continuum of bodhisattvas. And similarly, with and so too then with the Sangha jewel, in that the beings that one turns to for refuge are Arya beings. And if it's the common or shared refuge, it will be the three types of beings, three types of Arya beings, the hero, solitary realizer, and bodhisattva. Whereas when it's in the uncommon Mahayana refuge, the Sangha jewel one turns to are just the bodhisattva Arya beings.
Nezo semje nezo sechorwa ja nezo lene pero sikti timere didwa arwa nezo rwa begin nezo lagirwa 지단 디제디 오스트레일리아 요르 기갑 챈다라 요르와 지단 오스트레일리아 투모 마이메 자마르와 셈제 마르와 지단 겐구르는 오스트레일리아 투모 마이메 셈제레라 고르와 데가선 기갑 챈다라 메르와 디나지로데 지단 태바침베 강사규 태바침베게 파베 강사 태바침베 파베 규기 고된다 람진 아니 태바 상예데 대치 지자 태바침베 강사라 마도 메바인자 태바침베 투모 마이바레 사디리다.
Just like in Australia, you have some animals which are not unique to Australia but are shared with other countries, such as many of your birds, such as your parrots. They'll be shared with neighboring countries. But your kangaroos, these are uncommon. They're unique to Australia. So similarly, just like with the animals in Australia, some are common and some are uncommon. The refuge jewels are divided in the same way.
다데네 데나 건조숨도 뭐 다타바침에 투모마요 건조숨도 뭐 선거래 된마 개비 캡수 줘야다 치오프세이 다 치오프세 유디 가르선 타바침에 투모메 캡숨들이 해서 근데 치오프예기 치오프예 제데 가르라도 다직 답에 송에 제다 제 르라베 제 아니 지게 소수기 유비게 제 온도스 푸야디 지지리 사제 이러와 다데네 소수기 비게 제 부야다 안데 지게 다도 마송에 제 부야다 르랑네 부야게 제 어디서 부야게 되네 부야게 부수디 부야게 제디게 되네래 사실.
So that then, in terms of our practice here, those to whom we turn to refuge are the uncommon three jewels of the Mahayana, and it's in the context of making offerings. So what offerings then are made? So sorry, not to whom to return for refuge. So who do we make offerings to? It's the three jewels, the uncommon three jewels of the Mahayana. And what is it that we offer? These we can divide in three different ways. What oneself owns, what is common or unowned, and what one imagines, what one visualizes.
And that in my that city, Dishin Shaba Namda, Dambi Chu, say Dishin Shaba Sidon on the Sanye Horonche, Sanye, that is Dishin Shabase, Namda, that Dambi Chu, and a conjure Dima Meda, said that Dambi Chu conjure Dima Mesa Chu conjure, or Damba, Dambi Chu conjure, said the Chu conjure de la Cote and the Lamdini Yungwa, says and Dima Mesidu, Dambi Chu conjure Dima Mesa. 수수기 뭐가지 디바 빵비게 빵보 고텐체 태진 파비 규기 태진 파비 규기 고텐체 근데 네 고된의 토벌제비 톱지게 람덴디게 지제 담배 취어 권총 정말매 아니 세세의 상业세세의 대장시세바 파파 어디 소리에서 다진 숨디 대바침비 투모마이메 잡숨디 최고부여 유숨디 디레스.
And the verse explicitly mentions the three uncommon jewels of the Mahayana. So first we see the Tathagatas referring to the Buddhas. So it says the Tathagatas, so it is a plural, and of course Tathagata is a synonym for Buddhas. And the next we have is the sacred Dharma. And the sacred Dharma, so this can be translated in two ways. The way I translate it is literally supreme and rare, but it can also be translated as the sacred Dharma jewel, because there are many words for jewel, but this is the word for as in jewel, as in three jewels. And that literally means supreme and rare, but here Geshe is now referring to it as being the jewel, the sacred Dharma jewel, which is stainless. Stainless referring to the true cessations, which are stainless in that the afflictions together with their seeds have been abandoned. So that's the second jewel, the Dharma jewel. And then the third jewel is that of Bodhisattvas, and here we can understand that to refer to Arya Bodhisattvas.
아디 건조 숨디치 대바침이 두모면 건조 숨디체 되네 윤된 개선 남라 려버치 윤된 개선 남시데 윤된 개선 남시데 되데 상기 건조다 주고 개륜 건조 되디 대바침비게 개륜 건조 윤된报道 매바데 덴바스데 되레게 대바침비게 베네 사당부 윤된 야다现在 윤된 뭔고 지야쇼 되네 간제 지모제 다지 윤된 报道 매바데 덴바 윤된 베마시 개침바데 덴바서 다 윤된 개침바데 나가서 베네 상기 건조리나다 지금 디르와다 지금 캠비어 연된 제여 연된 뉴비어 연된 아니 켄저 뉴스 연된 아니 지금 최신 최야 최 송비게 송고 연된 아니 구유 연된 송고 연된 투유 연된 되네게 연된 삼님이 해봐 예디 바체 되네 전주심바 파바 남라이네 구유 연된 송고 연된 투유 연된 안 될이야 안 지금 现在确定被原点、千别原点、女别原点、千千女什么原点约吧，真的原点报道没吧约的个，你说呀，这就不影响我的原点也算那么拉。
What we have as those with an ocean of superb qualities, actually one should understand this ocean of superb qualities as relating not just to the Arya Bodhisattvas, but to all three jewels. For example, the qualities of the Buddha's body, speech and mind, the qualities of the Buddha's qualities of wisdom, power and loving kindness. And likewise with the Arya Bodhisattvas, their qualities of body, speech and mind, their qualities of wisdom, power and loving kindness.
다데네 윤된 benedad 태바 디신 산조권 조 태바 침비게 안지게 고된다 람데 태바 침비게 장주스 파베 게든 데서 권조 선보 윤된 배 풍선 소바데 덴바데솔레 안데 최고 표기 인시오다 려 겨서 남라 다 레버를 취레도 레버세데 데델이야 나데 레버를 취에서 디니기 푸유되네 안에 윤된报道没 받아 덴바 안데 레버세 다야 레바스 안다 푸위긴 제대양 레바스 고그레스 베네 레바스 야고치 고그레스 원래 야고치 고그레스 대가래 야고 고그레스는 푸위 제대래야 에너지게 갈소래 지게 구마고의 제다 내내게 가면 베게 푸이 초바 푸이 마초베게 제데네게 네버 류가래 네게 네버예베게 제데네 멤버 두식로다 여러바 두단 천자리 클라스 바다 데네 멤버 데네게 안 제데 푸이에게 제데라야 베지게 야고 아니 그제라 균매바 안지게 야고시 고고레스 제 랴바세 나네 푸이기 군론들라 가르고레스네 군론들라야 안 야고시 고고레스 랴바세 그래서 군론들라야 안지게 군론 야고 안지 샘제 탐지가 상요고바 되게 전주심 귤레 손 귤레 게 토바지 디체도 상요고바 되게 체도 푸이 샘베게 되네게 제주심 냠는지 단다를 부교에서 배삼로다 안지 언두신에 공원대야 약과 약보치고 그래서 다 아니 부유의 가서 융하게 쬐바대가 융하 쬐바대 약보치고 그래 구잡다 되면 거네 부고래서 제가 내가 취해서도 다 연대 풍선 소바된 된대비기 태바침배 투모만배 점대 숨보 될라 아니 제 풍선 소바 연 함재단 제외 제 풍선 소바 아니 굴로나바다바 아니 안지가 융하게 쬐바대 아니 구제된 대장 구제된 dembe권에 부인 최고래서 부고래서 그래. 야바를 쥐었어. 야바세야디. 굴롱 야고 제 부에게 제대야 야고서 야바를 제대라야 안지게 야고 안에 지금 꾸며고에 제다 미 초점 집에 제다 안 누그리다 천재리 진대네 멤버 제 야고시 안에 꾸노들라야 안에 지게 야 안에 지게 Geshe Thubten Rabten 토부 셈베 Geshe Thubten 냠len지야다 안지 구송되지 부의 유 산예디 구송 도서 연된 젠 내래 대바진 도시 공론제 군제 아니 부의 류가 쥐어받는 구십다 대표관에 아니 부고리에서 제가 랩을 치서 랩아셔야지 공론 랩아 제부에게 제대야 랩아 부의 가서 안에 아까 소리 군주에대야 랩아서 되는 부고리에서
The final line in the Tibetan is that of making excellent offerings. We have it in the second line, I make excellent offerings. So these excellent offerings are made to the three jewels, the Tathagatas, the sacred Dharma, and to Arya Bodhisattvas. So in this expression, I make excellent offerings, this word excellent is important here. It contains, it refers to several different things. So firstly, the recipients of our offering are those of excellence, namely the three jewels. Moreover, one is doing so with a motivation that is excellent. One's motivation is to receive or to create causes to achieve the supreme of minds, this jewel-like mind of bodhicitta. So therefore, the recipient of the offerings are excellent. The motivation with which one is performing the offerings is excellent. And then thirdly, the substance or what it is, whatever it is that one is offering, this too should be excellent. And if it's material offerings, then these should be gained in a way free of the five types of wrong livelihood. But in brief, what it means is if one is making material offerings, these should be attained in a way that cause no harm to others. So one shouldn't have stolen them from others or deceived others, nor should one have bought them with a livelihood or a living that was created from bringing harm to others, such as through selling weapons or selling drugs and so forth. So this term excellent then, we should understand as referring to both to whom the offerings are made, the motivation with which one is making the offerings, and this refers to the bodhicitta that one is wanting to cultivate, and then thirdly, the offering substances, they themselves are the very best that one can offer, and they were attained in a way that didn't bring any harm.
디네기 달려봐시다가 저 최고부에게 제디 판 디디가다 인제고제 인저배 야고 안지게 도시는 장마 대소지 부에대 려봐세요. 저 장마다 최고부에 제디 파 집바 야고 지야다 아니 인제고진 자나 이제 장마제된 려봐세 고고로 와대서사.
So this word excellent then we should understand it, that it's to relate to these three in a very expansive way. So again, with whatever it is that one is offering, that these should be beautiful and clean. So in other words, the very best that we can offer.
아니네. 나데 제사다 간주게 단달라 최부부에게 유디 술부고래 람나 다 태진 투모마인 비게 겹내 권초 숨들에 부고래 해서 부야디 부 유디디래 해제래 나네 부에는 나네 부에기 나 지게 부좀 피당라야 간스 부고래 랍드 an dele be jiku an zedige na an jige yahuche an jige yahuchi de buida wota an ji 제 안에 되는 군원들에 나보다 군원들이야. 근데 군원 상보 샘제 탐지 상주고 봐 토바지인 디치도 이 장주 샘의 손 장주 샘님의 지긴 300 군원들에 삼 군원들에 야고 해야다. 아니 지게 되네게다 푸비갑라양 구십대 된비건데 푸에 제되게 딜비갑라이나 베지 장마다 안지 야고치네 안바지 뒤야다. 누셔네 푸고리에서다 제법 근데 부유 수단 부수디로지 부단으로지 네 부고래 해야지 되네 부에 되네 해서 나는 가르치는 부고래 랍도 지사데 장주셈 냠술렘발라 아니 장주 가서 산디오 고바 토발라 아니 파신두게 냠는 지고래 파신두게 냠는 제발라 공원 장주셈이 심비에 토네 파신두게 냠는 지고래 지사 군조 장주셈이 심발라 수수기라 장주셈 길에 끼고고래 지사 장주셈 길에 끼발라 전주심들 팔 라메드네 초교권에 전주심 초교송 되네 봐 니네시노 공제 공회사 제사된 전주심 냠는 제발라 아니 초교송와라 되네 도시네 디체도 아니 직초 부거래 해야지 너나다 디레도 초교 부거비 금천 초부 유 아니 초부 부에게 제 가르가래 안데 초부 부다데 간에서 부고래 아니 공원데 간에서 고구래 해서 되네 되네 해서 뭐를 지차고도 하디 상계발라 파진두게 냠네 제고레스 자번 냠네 제발 다 군조심 기용 군농군심 기고레스 다 군조심 기리 계발라 나보 라미센데 초가 진바 라미센데 전주심be 돈바 쉬루하다 전주 초거건데 전주심바 레안 초기건데 전주심게 되네 심게네 안 전주심데 니네냐 안치 참에도 두스콤체네 두스콤chen 전주심랑 길에 깨발지고 그래 되네 깨발라 녀래야 안 되네게 소사에 치도 안 두쳐 보고 그래 사지
So summarize what we've looked at thus far. To whom are the offerings made? They are made to the uncommon three jewels of the Mahayana. What is, or how are the offerings made? Well, firstly, one looks at what one offers, and this should be of the best quality that we can manage, should be clean, should be beautiful, and so forth. And secondly, our motivation should be of wanting to attain bodhicitta. And so whilst we just express this word bodhicitta in one's heart, when one makes the offering, one should have this yearning of wanting to become a bodhisattva, wanting to generate bodhicitta in order to be of real impact in the lives of others, to guide others in attaining their own enlightenment, this perfected state freed of suffering. So this should be a genuine motivation, not a mere expression of wanting to generate bodhicitta, but a sincere yearning to do so. So this is then how to make the offerings in terms of the quality of what one offers and the motivation that one should sincerely be holding. And then to answer the question again, why are we making these offerings? Well, it is, in the end, to attain Buddhahood. And in order to attain Buddhahood, one needs to practice the six perfections. For a practice, so this is now going to come to why we're making the offerings, starting at the end and coming back to where we are. So at the end is to attain the final goal of Buddhahood. In order to attain Buddhahood, it's indispensable that one practices the six perfections. For any practice to be a perfection, it needs to be conjoined with bodhicitta. For one to have generated bodhicitta, one needs to receive or go through, attain or gain. That's it. One needs to gain bodhicitta by means of a ritual or ceremony with one's lama, and thereafter train one's mind, cultivating, making bodhicitta stable within oneself. But in order to be able to actually get to that point where one in ceremony can actually attain bodhicitta, one first needs to accumulate extensive virtue and purify one's mind. So for this reason, we are making offerings.
도스치네 부고래 세대 도스치네 되네 난 부여기 제디기 부당 최바 부여기 제디기 송고래 지나들이야 만주게 다보 송위기 마송이 대표 마송위기 제다 다비 송위 제스 소소로 예비 제디기 부야래 지상 소소로 예비게다 제 소수기다 지게 메도다 연자 부야다 메도 부야라서 와다 네 부야다 아니 저 소수기다 지게 지게 신도로서 부야당 직대내게 소설이야 강의 야구 여에 부여되게 강의 여에 부여다 리스 부여되게 소수기 도시네 대시 미유되어 가지고다 되려야 대 태바지면 상유점된데 상유점된데 대시샤바 차상 유에 선비 매바지 안 되려야 안 지게 태바 챔비게 전주심에 파베 가서 차상 유에바다 안디 얘는 지게 고대나 남된데 파도시네 안디 수파 롤 유에비게 그 소수의 사탑 안델이야 안직 대바당 안지 제지도 제베게 되는 겹소주의 돈에 대바다 이체다 안데 되니게 돈에 안델이야 소수의 유비게 돈에 소수게다 되니게 장마지 연자 부야 부야 메도 부야 안데 신도를 부야 안데 사야게 가래 유비나 안지 소수게다 양직 잘라 지게 베네 도로로 다 되니게 직다직 제본이 조로 가르푸에는 두세 소수기 강한 여바디 두시네 푸에디게다 다부 송위게 소수게 다부여지 소수게 원치 여비게다 베제디게 푸에들이야 안 다부 송위 푸여서 디나는 직나나 무수 요마데 슈라 된라디 여디베레
As mentioned a few minutes ago, what one offers, the substance one offers, these can be understood in three categories. What is unowned, what one actually has to offer, and what one can call to mind, what one can imagine. So looking at that, what one actually has that one can offer. So here one can offer flowers, one can offer incense, water bowls, fruit, and so forth. Whatever it is one offers, that one should offer of the very best quality that one reasonably can. So it should be of excellent quality. And when one performs the offering, one should, to the best of one's ability, really feel the presence of the three jewels, feel the presence of the Buddhas and the Bodhisattvas, so the Buddha jewel and the Sangha jewel, and also make the offerings with a faith in their qualities of mind, so the true cessation and true paths in their continuums, as well as a yearning for oneself to achieve that. So this is how one should make the offerings, with offering substances of the very best quality that one has. And one should make the offering with with feeling the presence of the three jewels, as if one is actually giving to them. Again, I mentioned in the previous segment that what is said here about that one should offer the very best quality that one has and should really be feeling the presence of the three jewels. This isn't explicitly said in the text, but it is to be understood as the meaning behind the words. So now continuing with the text in the second verse. All flowers and fruits that there are, each type of medicine that possibly exists, every precious object in the entire world, whatever pure and pleasant waters there are.
Alright, that delaya jike sosugi medo yu pibatige deji che sabache. That dinegi medo jebu jin yuba side tabu masonwe ki medo rabishine. That tabu masonwa lagwe degasani mi shandagi medo jike tabshegyo mi tabu sosorang gergi jike wangdibi medo diyan manzu puna tigmewa 다가서 만조를 부여가 원칙가면 미션다 원주교로와 띵안주게 진짜 부변에 직디 tigme와래 제가 당안주게 답고 마송와라도 지단에 지비게 사진나 지신나다 되게 지게 지단 매도 지게 benanga dima ji jodu de ji ke lamga su de sing do de be ni ju de me do sha ling ju li do de ne ge ji bi ge de ne ge ane ji ge da do ma song wa ji da do ma song wa ge ji yong ge de ji yue de gen da me do ning ji wo be da ji ge me do la ji ge de mu ro da ji ge me do ga bo da ma bo da se bo da ngong bo da la so ba da ji me do da ma ra de ne ge ning ji wo da be ne so so ge通话的，所以给的那个没得对话，个这个对话的那没得研究都上别个的那个吧，就是车上没多的个当，那所以给毛当没多对话的那有些研究有吧的国话的那个研究没多的个怕，俺这个没多的个怕的那个都现在配过来，还是配来，的那当然是都三大人就。都现在说，当然这个车票所有吧的，工作什么啥搭这里啊，你车吧这些都现在配的搞不了，俺的那个买到的有的水啊，这车上都现在配个是别什么大的话的，顺带大的话，别那个你们讲这看着的买到好交的话的，的那个那新拿药物，俺经营就我，俺的帮药物的那个买到的也样的，的那个配个是没得配个是别个。没得，俺这部写的，他的那个那新多的这部，这马来是这个在个新这部八都没把约这个，的那个约吧，今年约吧当时，的那个没多当这部普通做吧当，但没多这个这马来，没多切胸这马来，没这部俺那这个切胸的八都没把这部的这啊今年约吧，刚好约吧这车上俺都现在也配备没把配过来这个，但配过是没把解了的。
Or flowers and fruits that they are. So here one offers whatever flowers and fruits that you may happen to have in your home, but don't limit to that. There are no limits really in terms of what one can offer. One's only limited by one's imagination. So one can, in terms of flowers, offer a wide variety of types, and these you'll know better than me, as well as a wide variety of colors. Whatever appears to your mind in a way that is particularly beautiful, offer that, and offer what you is not owned, but like don't offer your neighbor's garden, but rather offer what is unowned. So perhaps what one has seen in botanical gardens, or when you've traveled the world, all these flowers of great beauty. Imagine them and offer them. And likewise with fruits, the various types, the various colors, all that you or others find delicious, offer all of these. And again, you can offer what you have in your home, and you can offer what grows wild throughout the world. All of this you imagine in a way that brings great joy to your mind, and offer that, imagine actually giving that to the three jewels.
那就是说，别呢，你现在给大部接些别给将来的这个按这个配备呢，你说也的配个 top down 是改好嘛了的，但没话就你现在这个按子 top down 没话就配呢，对，改就是呢，但说配的说引爆肉这些呢，按说个引爆肉的也配个别什么就配过了吧，就是说你现在给大多数学把的按这个连接的那配备呢。对，大差个嘛，这个是让给往前面出两百几千万的。但基本的呢，有点的按住来托不上去的了吧？当然其他的必须当，按照基本的帮岗着呢，所以呢，主要个的怎么是托不上去了吧的。你那现在这样个按照基本的设计的那个大部马上完呢。这车上来啊，的必须当一个弄这个，托不上去反正按照的所说个都三大些配呢，那这个了，其实大部马上啊，老国外的跟在路地着的。
It's easy to understand that when one is offering something, physically offering something that you can actually hold in your hand, that you should only be offering what is yours, not take from someone else and then give it. That, of course, is clearly wrong. But even on the mental level, we try and keep the offering as pure as possible. This is why one wouldn't imagine offering one's neighbor's beautiful flowers. Rather, we offer what is of general usage. So perhaps what's growing wild in an open field, this is for general usage, and it's everyone's to offer. So it's just about Because even for the offerings that are just being made on a mental level, it's about ensuring that what one gives sincerely, in that it is yours to give, whether it's communally owned or your own, and therefore it is a purer offering. That is why one doesn't offer, even on the level of imagination, what belongs to someone else.
그래서 수수기 미션다게 다도 송화된 하나 주기 셈게 술렘베네 더 찍가서 야 뭐네 제자라도 구마 구요마데네 직더 마디 구마다 초도 줘야게 냐셔로 미션다게 마저베질로 수수기 셈기 렘베네 디 야보스 마르와 디인자디 다도 마송와시라고 해야지 디인사데 지난 전주기 코로나인데 다도 송마송세야지 기시치가 미누데 이난 제와다 제손 두신데 손도 안 두신데 메도 푸야들 대수이 푸야다 다도 마송위기에네 에치기 메도라서 제되기 푸어래 사데 두신은 난 송도 제와 망보다래.
Again, it may seem a little strange that one is encouraged not to offer what belongs to someone else, even on a mental level. Because of course, if one mentally offers giving something that belongs to someone else, you're not stealing from them, they're experiencing no loss. But it's a little uncomfortable. It's going in the wrong direction. Here with offerings, one is wanting to do it with sincerity. And so what one can offer sincerely is what oneself has to offer, as well as what is unowned, because that doesn't belong to anyone. That is what one sincerely can offer. So therefore, we restrict ourselves to only offering what either we own or is in common usage. So this discussion of whether something is owned or unowned, or sorry, not whether it is, but that one should offer both owned and unowned, this isn't explicitly in the text, but it is included in the commentaries.
mengi namba kanshi yobada side deni gi mengi rik da mengi rik side de song zhen ya zhonggang na li ya zhuang ya yuan men de ge yin san ma re wa zhen de zhe mengi rik side jina ne ga zhe xin da deni gi me do li ya mengi rik ji ne na se le pen gi rik da ma ra yo ro wa deni gi deni gi mengi namba kanshi yobada deni gi mengi rik deni gi yobada ge sha san ya du shi ne ji ge so su gi du shi ne sam ji pu ya re shi re.
The second line, each type of medicine that possibly exists. So this really refers more to natural medicines that exist in the world, not offering what's in your medicine cabinet. So rather the natural remedies that exist in nature, offering all of these.
Jigdin rinjin jinye yobadang, sida dang jigdin jige Zemling denege saja nalaya, saja nalaya, Rimbochi rik, and the Serata, Uda, Sanda, denege, Jig Rimbochi da, Mara rik, Gang Yoba, this just Jidin, denege, Rimbochi rikia, and Jin Yoba, Desuya, Dushina Samdo Pugore.
The third line, every precious object in the entire world. So here one can think of all the varieties of jewels and precious materials, such as gold and silver.
다 추상 이동와 지혜다 추장마 다데 내게 ben에 추배 지게 아 저게 다 지금 밥 추장마 지게 진 추키추데 내게 추장마 추 배지게 인조라지 용거로 와데 내게 추장마다 지다 추 배지 가리나 추장마 이어봐자 내내 밥 추장마 키추장마 내내게 추장마 이동 내내게 안지스잖아 되서야 안데 야 부고래제.
In the fourth line, whatever pure and pleasant waters there are. So here one is just creating something quite magnificent in one's mind, bringing all of these together. And specifically to the fourth line, one imagines beautiful streams and rivers and lakes, all pure and clean.
Dene ada dondala dushine da dene puyege zedege badu susresine danga japche dushine sungorwa jizam dene pugore sede danga zugeleya dangaje janju sem gule jewale sonam badu meba gechimbo sakaje sosugilya sonam gaje roji gechimbo sa tubeine Nisabana, Susulia, Gewadi, Nudu, Sanyo Goma Toyada, Janju Sim Gale, Lelada, and Nudu Toy, Yungurwa, the names are done to Cho Puedelia, Gachimbo Shuchen, Pugore, such as Gachimbo Puedele, Sosolia, Yudig and Sosugi, Yudede, the Nigi Gachimbo's men. Jikang Yoba the Pude, maybe get that, Ji Yongi Tone, and then are the Jibi Tone Yudig Medoata, and the Zixing, Xing, but the Xing Nai Ning Joda, the Nigi, the Xing Doa Yaku, the Nigi and the Jigge, Medo Yaku, Medo, Mara Yobas, and Medo, Jing Medo, Mara Yobas, and the Xing Dong Bear, Mas Ning Jo Yoba, Dele and the Jebu, Nasoba, Sayale, Pendig, Nasoba Yoba, some time. The nigga chudig about the Wabachik, Manazugati, the Asai, Bay, chut Babchu, when it in your what injured, the Nedana Kishuda, the nigga chutangma, the nigga ninja, Mrs. Chut, or the bear would do some big Mazduale, the Galan Lacha, chudig, Toajora, or the nigga chudig do some dash at this Pugores, and the near some da Pugores.
The purpose of making these offerings is to generate merit, because immense stores of merit is required to generate this jewel-like mind of bodhicitta. But a further way to understand that this particular style of making offerings is that just by reading the second verse and those that immediately follow, we get a feeling, especially as we conjure this imagery to mind. If we think of beautiful flowers and trees filled or laden with fruits, natural medicines that grow, rivers and lakes and beautiful waterfalls, just calling that to mind, immediately our own mind becomes relaxed and spacious and broad. And to the extent that we take this visualization and really feel ourselves there, making it ever broader and more expansive, we feel the impact it has on our mind. And this then creates our mind to be broad and spacious and can make deep and sincere offerings. And this then too serves to enhance the merit that is created.
So le meva chile an jiong ge dine dushin na jibeti ge dushin ya puyo de the sanje da tabachim pabe gaza tabachim jabi sanje da tabachim pabe gaza le disu goya syo marwa an je goya mena konsul be beje mena jin puine ka jor da de ganzo ji samsara ji yonsi barwa ine da ganzo ge di pugo bade kasena sanje da janjusim pabala da koronzo rangi dondale beje da de Guas Yomar, Horanson, and the Sun and Bottom of Basaba, Twinkie, Bed, Denigi, Gangla, Gandu, the Shanley, Pamper to a child was a decoy Merwa, Beje Merwa. In Ada, Mount to get the nigger Archimo Inji would do some that just so sugi, the niggy part. Puyo do Sosole, Sonam Sayach, Ranglers, Rangu, Sonam Sayach, Pua, mother, Console. Beji Gangate, Consul Beji Diad, and the Puyo Chago Maraba, just a Sunum Sabich to Puyada. And they are the Sunum Sabich to Puyada. The name Shangilia, Shangi, Shandun Jubalia, check in to the Puya. Shandun Jubala, check in. The Shandun Jubala Consul check in, then the Shanlia Pandor Ungrua, just a Shandun Jubi check in the Rangu Sunum Sabich to Pugo or Ejerida. Pure Mado, Consulia, Conjosum, Sanyo Conjo, the public, and the Tabachimbe public as a particular, this again, the Consul, the Beji, in the Puyo Males.
It's a question I think people may often have when they hear about the need to make offerings, whether it's unowned offerings like this, where one offers beautiful landscapes, or whether one offers one's own material possessions. The question that may readily arise is, but do the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas need this? Do they really need the fruits that I'm offering, the flowers that I'm offering, this beautiful landscape with lovely flowing rivers and waterfalls? Do they have need for that? So that would be to misunderstand why one makes offerings to the three jewels and one's lama and so forth. One doesn't make offerings to them to fulfill their material needs, because they don't have the needs in the same way that we do. Rather, we make offerings to them, not to fulfill their material needs, not to bring them some benefit, but in a sense to fulfill their heart wish. And to fulfilling their heart wish means that we, by making offerings to them with sincerity, accumulate vast stores of merit. And we're accumulating vast stores of merit with a specific motivation of wanting to become a bodhisattva, wanting to be of greatest assistance to the three jewels in helping benefit sentient beings, helping beings attain liberation, as well as, of course, ourselves. This is the purpose of making the offerings. It's not so because the Buddhas and the Bodhisattvas have these particular needs. Rather, it is so that we can create merit and generate bodhicitta. So this is the purpose for making these offerings. Moreover, when in terms of other material things that one offers, or on the level of imagination, one would offer things that are actually needed by beings, things that that the holy beings can utilize, put to use, so as to benefit beings. So this would be another way to approach making offerings. But what it really comes down to is not fulfilling the material needs of the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas, but fulfilling their heart wish, which is that suffering beings such as ourselves accumulate merit and generate bodhicitta.
Denigi Susanangi, Denigi Puena, Susanam Sapich to Pugares, and Dondala, Yanzugi, and Janju Sim, Guleke Bala, and Nielia, Janju Sim. Guleke Bala, and the Karagores, and the Sunam Sayada, and Jig Sunam Sahures, the Sunam Sata de la Canessa Wores, and the Jig Susugi, Cho Puche, Sunam Sahures. Jizada Sunam Sagi, Cho Pue, Yudi, Japtida, Cho Pue Yudilla, Japconjo Sumle, Labach me, Tachazan. Gemno Conjosun, Tabachimbe, 2 moments, Gemno Conjosumbo, Dile, Labach Mevaza, Chod, Pue, Yu, Chodo Yuba. Dele Pupigi and Puyata and Puhu waters, Tisantineza, Tangan, Samlonalia, and Tabachimpiga, Sanje down, and Tabachimbe, Pabe Gaza, Dedagi, and Gopene, Bamba, Gotian down, Lamden de Duchin, Jigpasan, Dabje, and Dezuya, Jig. Jig, Dunga Segi, Dunga Tadale, Jubje, Nomo Basha than Jebale. Tarche, and Sanye Sayo, Goban, Goyagi, Nubada Console, Gemno Conjosumba della Yore, Tizugi, Yogri, Sambi, Ishishada, and Digi, Sanje, Kuson to the Yendia Paya Change, Devache, and Denigi, Devachin and Capsodone, down to get that, didn't ending a Chanjusim, Sonche, Yamlanche, Tandalia, Chovetin, Pui, Sampigada, Sem Ning Tabane, Sosugi, Dusine. Jike some dance Suzuki, Yebike, that's a Puyatang, Suzuki Meba and Suzuki Pachik, Giongi, the negative Mason, Zetu, Dusine. That's Suzuki, some look at the Gazette, Gache, Gazette down to near dancing Dusine, Puya, the Susine. That is a Puyagi, Meadow, Puy the Cabliane, so some Luna, Meadow, the winner at the Sambache, they need in the year, some big Dusina, Meadow, and Jig, the Nigi Meadow, Yobada, Shing the Jevo that. Denigi in the Sambeda, and Denigi in the Puya, other Pugo, or Deni Puena, and there was a Guno Masona, Semjan Tamjo Sanjo go to be Chenusim Yamna Jeg Dondala, Guno D. Toneyobaza, Guno de Yakochagore, that Jabudia, and the Tabachime Tumome, Jab Sanje Sayo go to be Jabu somebody in Zandelia, and in the Tushi, and you pray you dear Chodo Yuba. Then Puy Zedigi in there, the Nigi Gachembo, some died, Puyo that, Digi, and the Guno down, Puy, you dump, and the Puy Zedan, and the Puy in the Jikas was a pretty Cablia, Lunga Yi, because a Lunga Yukone, and Jake, Bad Jake, Gujetta, and Pugore, said the Tango to ship Puy Cabla, the Nigi Puyo that, Lunga Yi sum you tone. Gavasaya, the Nigi Puy, Gachim Bado Meba Sambi Pubigi, Sunam Bado Meba Saya. Then Puigi, you de la Chodu Guba, Kebal Pabaza, di chane na sunam padu me basaya soju kuno de na pe ji ya bu semjen tamje sangju go ban tobi nyamlen je ya don da janju sim gyula ge don da la kuno de ni shipu za kuno chane na gewa padu me basa de ni shipu na na zu ya na sunam jachi basa go res de ni jin za di pu ge be kim da de re song go wa da.
In order to generate bodhicitta, we need to accumulate extensive virtue. And there are many ways to doing that. And here we're looking at the technique of making offerings. So to whom are the offerings made? These are to the uncommon three jewels of the Mahayana. These are the unsurpassable objects of offering. And then in terms of what is offered, one offers what is excellent. So here when one is making offerings, I encourage you to generate to make the offerings with the clear apprehension or feeling that the three jewels are present, that one is actually making offerings to the Buddha, to the Arya Bodhisattvas. So to these beings, the Buddha jewel and the Sangha jewel, so making these offerings to these beings who actually possess the Dharma jewel on their continuum, the true paths and true cessations. This will enhance the merit that one creates exponentially, to really feel that one is giving to the three jewels. Because if one feels their presence, one's mind will be light and expansive. This will aid your imagination in terms of what you're giving, and it will also ensure in terms of your motivation, which is to accumulate merit, to become a bodhisattva for the sake of others. You'll be making this offering with another component of the motivation, which is one of sincere respect, of reverence for the three jewels. Because what I'm trying to guide you away from is a mere recitation of words, but rather to generate a sincere appreciation for the objects of refuge, with the understanding that by relying on them, following their guidance, you yourself will be able to give rise to all these good qualities in yourself. You yourself, by relying on the three jewels, will be able to generate bodhicitta and thereby become a bodhisattva. And continuing to rely on the three jewels, you yourself will give rise to the Dharma jewel within, the true cessations and true paths. And thereby, having the Dharma jewel within, you'll then be counted amongst the Mahayana Sangha jewel. And thereby you'll be close to becoming an illustration of the Mahayana Buddha jewel. So this then comes to accumulate these vast stores of merit. What makes a great difference is to feel the presence of the three jewels when making one's offering. This will then, as mentioned, have an impact on the quality of your mind of making the offering, with sincere respect and reverence. Moreover, with your determination to become a bodhisattva, feeling in the presence of Buddhas and bodhisattvas, one will have this yearning one has to develop bodhicitta will be ever stronger. I'm making these offerings to you so I can accumulate merit and become just like you, have a profoundly beneficial impact on the lives of suffering beings, just like you have. So this too, feeling the presence of the three jewels in this way, has this impact too on the quality of offering that you make. And then moreover, in terms of the objects of offering, this was mentioned, they should be excellent in terms of the purity and the quality with which one offers. But here too, when one is feeling in the presence of the three jewels, one's mind will naturally relax and become spacious, and thereby one can readily visualize in a broad and expansive way, because when offering flowers and fruits and medicines and precious offerings throughout the world and pure and pleasant waters, we're making such offerings. There is no limit to what one can offer, in that the only limit is one's imagination. So when you offer in this way, with a mind that is spacious and relaxed, you'll be able to offer with a sincere motivation and offerings that are broad and expansive. So these are all I'm encouraging to make your offerings in this way because these are all skillful techniques which will ensure that a simple act of offering actually leads to the accumulation of broad and expansive merits. And that is what's required so as to actually generate bodhicitta.
Denigi to chick social yoba jalata, the membigada, Lulan juk denigi, Dawamazo, chick previous and begin some dignipa, chicklu previous and begin to sometimes don't assemble Jawas, Chagora, Jimby, don't assemble Chesa, denigi, don't denigi preview some of the Kaze. Jachawa, the temple, you do, Anzo Sena the Chun Chun to Gurwa. Jeza Deniza, the got Jigger, Deni Pui, Duchin, Sembacha, that Kajila Lo Jangor, what I knew didn't have to do, Pugu, some good Lo Jangor, Lo Jangor, Pugur, what the Chelo Chavaza, don't assemble the Jangor, what Jimbe Yamneroji, down Puig in Yamner, Chagor, what Jimbe Yamne. She's an Denise Delia, Tidangosu, Jimbe Yamnen Court, Sungo, Marte, in a Dondala, Denigi, don't assemble two side, don't assemble Chankor, she's a Jimbe Yamnen to water. She's a Denigi Yamrodu, Mazuki, Sena the Chun to water. And the Zigi, Tabu Masunwiki, me doubt Sunwi, Chicken to get the jelly methodic Puya Marsedu Carsonta, me doubt Sunwati, Sosugi, Lemba, and the Garrior, me, Pidu Cholan to go Mare, Land to go Mare, Constant How Mare, Pina Diguro, some of the Yungura, and you doubt me, called double Sunwa, how goes into Mansule, Chilling Pugin Sabina, just Mara, the Gumagi, Droegi, Yanga, Carson, Kunogi, some of the two. Mi mateva chilia so to lembene di kumokuya kunwanga rugorwa tenza dikpa ka di chutim sunwa shangi shalya chiki maso tenigo kuyege kumokuge majimbe lembige sungorwa tisa chutim nyamne rugor deso do samdabena jimbe nyamne na churim nyamne teni chade ma zugu do chene de lo jang rugorwa de dene samdadi.
As you've heard me mention many times, the meaning of practice in Buddhism is training one's mind. So whether one is practicing in a way that's physical or verbal, it comes down to training one's mind. And also you would have heard that the very foundation for the development of good qualities is ethical restraint. So when one is practicing generosity, one should do so in an ethical way. So even then, when one is making offerings through one's imagination solely, one still then only offers what oneself owns or what is unowned in the world. Because if one imagines offering the flowers in one's neighbor's garden, one of course isn't stealing from one's neighbor, but it is going in the direction of taking what isn't yours. So, rather, one can take inspiration from what one sees in one's neighbor's garden, but offer what is unowned. In this way, one ensures that one's offerings are pure, are not tainted, even from going in an unethical direction. And moreover, this practice of offering can be done at any time, certainly in formal practice. Most formal practices start or have near the beginning the practice of offering. But it can easily be done as one is going about one's daily activities, where one sees something that is useful or appealing in some way, offer that. And the purpose of offering regularly like this is it's training one's mind. And this is the meaning of Buddhist practice. And what we are trying to overcome with this cultivating the mind of giving is to overcome the contrary mind of miserliness. And miserliness is an expression of a self-centered attitude, this wish to put ourselves first and foremost. And that is, of course, contrary to the mind of a bodhisattva. So therefore, by training one's mind again and again in wanting to give, then in other ways, it will be much easier to give of oneself to others. And again, this will come about through developing this habituation, even though it's done mostly on a level of imagination. One has trained one's mind to where one can to give. And when one does give, to give of oneself in the very best way, in an excellent way. So this is how to train our mind to overcome the self-centered attitude through the practice of generosity. Then thank you. We'll conclude therefore tonight. Thank you very much. And if there are questions, then Cameron?
I have a quick question. I've heard of people mentally offering all the contents of department stores and supermarkets, but this is not personally owned, so I assume this must be wrong.
That is an ideal, because the offering of a business's stock has an owner, so that's better not to do. Okay. Thank you.